Have you ever replayed a conversation in your head over and over, wondering if you said something stupid? Or maybe you've spent an hour trying to make one simple decision. What should I text? Should I apply for that job? What if I fail? What if I regret it? Meanwhile, someone else made the same decision in 30 seconds and moved on with their life. If that sounds familiar, let me tell you something. You're probably not overthinking because you're weak. You're overthinking because your brain is trying to protect you. The problem is, it's protecting you from dangers that often don't exist. Today, we're going to break down the psychology of people who overthink everything. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why your brain keeps trapping you in endless loops. And I'll give you one simple challenge that psychologists have used for years to help people break free from them. Most people think overthinking means thinking too much. It doesn't. Overthinking is thinking without moving. It's when your brain keeps searching for the perfect answer, even when a good enough answer is already sitting right in front of you. Imagine you're standing at a crossroads. Instead of choosing a path, you keep walking in circles around the sign. Your brain feels busy, but you're not getting anywhere. That's exactly what overthinking does. It creates the illusion of progress, but in reality, it keeps you stuck. What most people don't realize is that your brain is not trying to make your life harder. It's trying to protect you. Think about the last time you wanted to send an important message. Maybe you read it 5 times, changed one sentence, deleted a few words, read it again, then waited another 20 minutes before finally hitting send. Why? Because somewhere in the back of your mind, your brain was asking, what if they misunderstand me? What if I sound stupid? What if this changes how they see me? Your brain believes that if it thinks just a little longer, it can protect you from embarrassment, rejection, or making the wrong choice. The problem is that life doesn't come with perfect certainty. So your brain keeps searching for answers that don't exist. It convinces you that one more minute of thinking will finally make you feel ready, but that moment almost never comes. Instead of protecting you from pain, it traps you in preparation. But here's something that surprises many people. Overthinking is often linked with intelligence, not because smart people are better, but because they can imagine more possibilities. Think of your imagination like a movie projector. Most people play one movie. An overthinker plays 50. Their brain asks, what if they misunderstood me? What if I choose the wrong career? What if this relationship doesn't work? What if I embarrass myself? Every possibility feels real. Every future feels possible. So your brain keeps trying to predict every outcome. The strange part is, the more possibilities you imagine, the harder it becomes to choose one. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis, and it simply means when too many options stop you from taking action. Now, one would ask, if overthinking makes us miserable, why do we keep doing it? Because it gives us a false sense of control. Imagine you're on an airplane during turbulence. You can't control the weather, but you grip the armrest anyway. Does it change anything? No, but it feels like you're doing something. Overthinking works the same way. Your brain believes that if it thinks long enough, it can prevent pain, prevent failure, prevent rejection. But life doesn't work like that. No amount of thinking can remove uncertainty. Sometimes, the only way to find the answer is to take action. Most people think that overthinking wastes time. It does much more than that. It steals experiences. How many opportunities have disappeared because someone waited until they felt completely ready? How many friendships never started because someone worried about saying the wrong thing? How many dreams stayed dreams because fear disguised itself as preparation? The truth is, overthinking rarely protects your future. It usually steals your present. While you're busy imagining every possible mistake, life quietly keeps moving. Researchers studying cognitive behavioral therapy, often called CBT, have found that one of the biggest drivers of anxiety is something called catastrophizing. That's when your brain automatically jumps to the worst possible outcome. You forgot to reply to one message. Your brain says, they're probably upset with me. When your boss says, can we talk tomorrow? Your brain says, I'm getting fired. One small event. One giant conclusion. The mind fills in missing information with fear. The problem is, your brain would rather prepare you for something bad than tell you everything will be okay. From your brain's point of view, it's better to be safe than sorry. So whenever there's uncertainty, it starts imagining everything that could go wrong. That might have helped us avoid danger a long time ago, but today, it often makes us worry about problems that never happen. Have you noticed that some people seem incredibly calm? It's not because they have fewer problems. It's because they don't expect certainty before taking action. They understand something that overthinkers often forget. Action creates clarity. Thinking alone rarely does. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. You can watch videos on cycling, read books, ask people for advice, but none of that teaches you how to balance. The only way to learn is to get on the bike and start riding. You'll probably wobble. You might even fall. But with every attempt, your brain learns something it could never learn just by thinking. Life works the same way. Some lessons only come after you take the first step. But here's the good news. You don't need to become someone who never thinks deeply. Deep thinking is a strength. It helps you solve problems, notice patterns, avoid unnecessary mistakes. The goal is not to think less. The goal is to know when thinking has stopped helping. There's a difference between solving a problem and feeding it. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine you have an interview tomorrow. Solving the problem means spending an hour preparing your answers, learning about the company, and making sure you're ready. That's helpful. But once you've done that, if you spend the next 4 hours thinking, what if I forget my words? What if they don't like me? What if someone else is better than me? You're not preparing anymore. You're feeding your fear. One moves you closer to the interview. The other keeps you stuck inside your own head. A simple question to ask yourself is what I'm doing helping me move forward? Or am I just thinking in circles? If the answer is, I'm just thinking in circles, that's usually your sign to stop thinking and start acting. Learning that difference might be one of the most valuable skills you'll ever develop. Before you go, here's today's 1% challenge. For the next 3 days, every time you catch yourself overthinking, stop and ask yourself one simple question. Can I do something about this right now? If the answer is yes, stop thinking and take the smallest possible action. If the answer is no, give yourself permission to let it go for now. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine you sent someone a message and they haven't replied for hours. Your brain starts saying, maybe they're upset with me. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe they don't want to talk to me anymore. Instead of following those thoughts, pause and ask yourself, can I do anything about this right now? The answer is no. You've already sent the message. Thinking about it another 100 times won't make them reply any faster. Now imagine you have an interview tomorrow. You ask yourself the same question. Can I do something about this right now? This time, the answer is yes. You can practice, you can prepare, you can get a good night's sleep. That's where your energy belongs. The goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is to stop thinking about things you can't control and start acting on the things you can. You'll be surprised how much lighter your mind feels. Try this for the next 3 days, then come back and tell me one moment where this question stopped you from going down an overthinking spiral. I'd love to hear your experience. If you've spent years believing you were just an overthinker, maybe today change that. Maybe you're not broken. Maybe your brain simply learned that thinking was the safest way to survive. And if that's true, you don't have to fight your mind. You just have to teach it when it's safe to let go. If you do today's 1% challenge, come back in 3 days and tell me what happened. I read the comments, and your experience might encourage someone else who's struggling with the same thing. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. And remember, you don't have to change your whole life today. Just get 1% better. I'll see you in the next one.